But Michael Whatley is chairman of the Republican National Committee. He joins me now. Well, congratulations, Michael. The GOP dominated that debate last night. J.D. Vance, a son of Ohio, where I'm from. We should just make all people from Ohio in charge of things. What'd you think?
A great win. I think it was a great win for J.D. Vance in the arena. I think he had an absolutely fantastic debate. But it was also a great win for Donald Trump because Kamala Harris needed a knockout punch last night to try and change the equation in this election, and she did not get it. She did not get a win. She really didn't advance anything. Tim Walz did not land any punches on Donald Trump effectively at all over the course of the night. In fact, I think the big winner, J.D. Vance, really truly went after Kamala Harris and her positions by talking directly to the American voters about the issues that they care about. And that is really what has resonated throughout all of the conversation following the debate.
You know, Chairman Whatley, there are a few things that stick out after a debate. One is this Looney Tunes ripoff, which I want to put up on the screen for you to watch and the people watching on the Salem News Channel. Some wag out there figured out that if we could find a picture of J.D. Vance and do that's all, folks, that look says it all. J.D. just owned him. And I don't know who you were watching it with. I was watching it by myself. He just owned him on everything.
He really did. Look, and I think the key is, I had one reporter ask me yesterday, is he going to go after Walz or is he going to go after Kamala Harris? And my response was he's going to talk directly to the American voters. That's exactly what he did. He really brought up and talked about over and over and over again the three key issues that really right now every American voter cares about, which are the economy, inflation, gasoline prices, grocery prices, housing prices. Number two, our southern border and illegal immigration, the fact that we've got 10, 12, 15 million illegal immigrants who have come across the border while Kamala Harris has been the border czar. They're bringing migrant crime. They're bringing fentanyl. They're bringing higher housing prices and higher prices across the board with them. And then third, look at what's happening in Israel right now. The fact that we have missiles that are coming from Iran and its proxies into Israel. We're on the verge of a big, broad regional war right now, closer than we've been in a long time. Iran is closer to having nuclear weapons than they've ever had before. All of that is happening under Kamala Harris's watch, and she is not in a position, if she were to win this thing, to be able to really try and put that genie back in the box. And we really do need peace through strength, which is only going to come with Donald Trump in the White House.
Now, Chairman Whatley, I would add one other topic, which is the aftermath of Hurricane Helene. I have a piece over at hughhewitt.com written by my contributor, John Schroeder, talking about Tennessee. It came up briefly, but of course, I always think in terms of Katrina coverage. These people are suffering, and CBS is not nimble enough to figure out how to put that question to the two candidates for vice president about FEMA's failure, about the failure of NOAA to predict the rainfall, about the failure to move people out of harm's way. It's a massive federal bureaucracy failure. And I don't know that CBS understands that or if they don't want to cover it, but what do you think about that?
Well, I could just say, my family has been affected. I live in North Carolina. My family lives up in the mountains. And thankfully, everybody is okay on my side. But look, we will have plenty of time to look at the political implications of this storm. The first thing is we just need to pray and work that the recovery, the rescue operations are going to be successful, and we need to get supplies on the ground up there. We need cell coverage. We need, water. We need food. We need electricity.
Oh, we just lost the feed, Rat.
Failure,
I want to go back and
catastrophic loss.
Okay, you're
both
back.
in terms of lives and upheaval. So that's key number one, right? Key number two is when we sit down.
Oh, whatever's happening here is that your feed is coming in and out on us, Chairman. You're back. Go ahead. Key number two. Well, we've lost the chairman. I think that's probably because he's probably in a hotel in New York where everyone's turning on the inner tubes at the same time, and he's lost his bandwidth, which is fine. I'm glad to have the chairman. He's back? Good. Mr. Chairman, I agree with you. I've sent people to the Salvation Army and Operation Team Rubicon, and there are lots of other groups. They need a lot of help. I do think we have some major political failures on our hands, though.
Yeah, look, I absolutely agree, and I think the fact that President Trump was on the ground in Georgia the other day sends a very big signal. The fact that he's going to be back in North Carolina, over soon, and we'll wait and see kind of what that's going to look like for it. But what we need right now is just to make sure that people are going to be okay. We will have those conversations soon enough.
All right, now I want to turn to the biggest question of all. We've had 3 hours of debate, hour and a half on ABC and a half on CBS. The name Xi Jinping was not mentioned. He's like Voldemort. He must not be mentioned. These networks have conflicts of interest with China. And I do not know that they were ordered not to bring up China. I brought up China in all three of my questions at the GOP presidential debate in Miami this year. What is up with these networks? They're not talking about our number one adversary in the world. Why?
No, they're not. And they're also not talking about the economy. It's clearly that they do not want to talk about the topics that are going to help Donald Trump. Right now, the issues that really, truly matter are our southern border, our economy, and what is happening on the world stage, and whether or not America is going to be strong enough to be able to defend our interests at home and abroad. And if you're going to dodge those types of questions, this is what you're going to see from those moderators.
So, Chairman Whatley, Reince Priebus introduced conservatives onto the debate stage. Ronna McDaniel assured that continued and was very adamant about doing so and killed off the Presidential Debate Commission. Your job and your successor's job is to somehow figure out how to fix this. Do you have any thoughts on that? Because we can't have left-wing moderator after left-wing moderator after left-wing moderator, and we've had 4 in a row now.
Yeah, and I think that we're going to see what happened with Donald Trump saying he's not going to do any more debates unless and until they're going to be on a network that is going to play it absolutely straight. I think, CNN had the opportunity to step up and play it straight. They did it. Clearly, ABC did not. And CBS, they had a hard time with it last night. I think the fact that J.D. Vance was able to fact check them in the middle of a fact check was really a brushback pitch. And after that, they played it more straight. But the questions definitely were skewed to try and help Tim Walz, to try and help Kamala Harris. Fortunately, J.D. Vance was that good, and he still won the debate, even if it was 3 versus 1.
Last question. I believe that J.D. Vance helped win the election because people who watched in Pennsylvania heard them talking about energy. And they know that Kamala Harris is going to shut down domestic energy. J.D. brought up nuclear, which is finally someone brought up nuclear other than Doug Burgum. I'm very happy about that. Do you think J.D. Vance helped win the election last night?
I think he did. Kamala Harris needed a knockout punch last night from Tim Walz. She didn't get it. J.D. Vance clearly articulated the president's vision, President Trump's vision for America going forward, which is strength versus weakness. We want to be a strong country. Everybody from all 50 states wants America to be strong. They want a strong southern border. They want a strong economy, and they want us to have a strength to be able to defend ourselves and our allies at home and abroad. That is going to happen with President Trump in office. That was the message that J.D. Vance delivered last night. I think the 2 winners were J.D. Vance on the stage and Donald Trump overall.
Well said, Mr. Chairman. I agree with you. I've been saying that all morning, and it's not partisan happy talk. It's what is registered overall, everywhere, except maybe MSNBC, and they're probably just deep in despair. Thank you, Chairman Michael Whatley, RNC Chairman.